Lynn Bowen records in her excellent book about early Vancouver Island coal mining that C.S. Nichol, who was then the manager of the Vancouver Coal Mining and Land Company, discovered that his Chinese miners were being paid equally. "Why, this won't do," he said. "If the Chinese are to be paid the same rate of wage as the white men, there will be no use employing them." And 30 years later, Edmund S. Kirby, then manager of the War Eagle mine near Rossland, wrote to a friend as follows: "In all the lower grades of labor, especially in smelter labor, it is necessary to have a mixture of races which includes a number of illiterates who are first-class workmen. They are the strength of an employer and the weakness of the union." Unhappily, early unions in British Columbia reacted blindly to all this, lashing out not against their tormentors, but against the immigrant groups themselves. And these latter, confronted on the one hand by employers who were determined to use them and by unions who refused to represent them and were trying to drive them out of the province, had no alternative but to form their own unions. Chinese Canadians, Japanese Canadians, Indo-Canadians all formed unions of their own in desperation. The IWW led the way out of this morass for BC unions, and matters got gradually better. By the Second World War, Harold Pritchett, founding international president of the IWA, led all delegates out of an American hotel that refused accommodation to black delegates. And 40 years later, the BC Federation of Labor had the honor of employing Renata Shearer just before her death to direct the Federation's anti-racist campaign. There still is racism in the British Columbia workplace, racial jokes, racial slurs, even worse things. But the movement has come to the full understanding that racism is incompatible with unionism, that you cannot have a union without the full guarantee of equal treatment to all members, irrespective of race or color or sex or creed. That's Perry's logbook.